Once upon a time, this girl was an ordinary child, but now she is a professional zombie hunter and will tell you all about how to survive during the zombie apocalypse. This story begins in 2012. An emergency is reported in the news, and a terrible epidemic has appeared in the world. A dangerous virus turns people into hungry and aggressive zombies. The pandemic is out of control, and the government is taking measures to isolate those infected. There are mass riots in the streets. The government is sending troops to restore order. A little boy is watching cartoons, but the TV suddenly stops working. The boy is very upset and is looking for his mother everywhere. His older sister Abigail scares him. Their father calls the children and asks them and their mother to leave immediately for Aunt Carrie. Mom quickly gathers her things and leads the children to the car. At this moment, zombies rush at the woman, and Abigail hides under the car in horror. Alas, her brother does not have time to do this. Soon Abigail's mom turns into a zombie and crawls towards the girl. The baby is rescued by a policeman named Cassius. He asks Abigail to close her eyes and ears, and he sends the zombie to the other world. 10 years pass. The cities have become almost deserted and destroyed. Abigail turned into a stern teenage girl. Cassius teaches her how to use guns, and Abigail does a great job. She has learned a lot to survive in such conditions. Our heroes want to get to the seaside and start a new life. On Wednesday nights, they have to fight another zombie. Cassius says it's a scout, and they immediately pack up to continue their journey. Cassius and Abigail travel on horseback, and during short rest periods they train regularly to increase their strength and endurance. Soon they climb a hill, and there's an SUV parked below. The driver is attacked by a couple of zombies. Cassius and Abigail get rid of the monsters, but one of them manages to bite the driver. Our heroes go down to the hill. While Abigail searches the car, Cassius stops the driver's torment and takes his shoes. A group of people in 3 cars drives up to our heroes. They mistake Cassius and Abigail for looters and want to punish them for it. Our heroes also grab weapons. A pregnant woman gets out of the car and demands everyone to calm down. The horses start to get nervous. Zombies are rushing from all sides. There's a whole crowd of them here. Some people are hiding in cars, and some are desperately shooting back. The bullets quickly run out. Cassius and Abigail have to engage in hand-to-hand combat. Zombies deal with all the companions of a pregnant woman, except for herself and her husband. They, as well as Cassius and Abigail, jump into the car and escape. The woman says her name is Megan and her husband's name is David. Megan is on the 35th string of pregnancy. They've almost run out of supplies, and now they're off to find a colony. This is a special area where all the survivors are hiding. Their car breaks down in the middle of the road. People have to continue their journey on foot. They are making their way through the devastated ruins of some city. There our heroes find an abandoned hospital. But this is not the most reliable shelter, and we have to move on. They decide to spend the night in an abandoned school building. Cassius and Abigail go first to eliminate any threat if necessary. These two are real zombie hunters. However, there are no monsters here. In the evening, people finish the rest of their supplies and tell each other about their past lives, before the zombies appeared. Cassius doesn't want to go to the colony, but Abigail insists that they should help Megan and David and set off with them. In the end, the man agrees. Megan and David's companions turn into zombies after some time and set off on the trail of living people to take revenge on them. During the day, Abigail notices a suspicious noise. It's a zombie. She expertly deals with one of them and lures the other to a great height so that he falls down. Our heroes immediately set off and leave the zombies a parting gift in the form of a small grenade. Abigail recognizes the places they're walking through. There is an airfield nearby. Cassius is not sure if there may still be work planes there, but agrees to take the risk. On the way, our heroes find several abandoned cars. They take the stroller out of one of them and put Megan in it. The woman admits that she is very afraid for the fate of her child, because he will have to spend his whole life escaping from zombies. Soon our heroes reach the airfield. All the runways are empty, but there is a small hangar in the distance. There is one motor aircraft there. David used to work as a mechanic, so he repairs this plane so that our heroes can fly away from here. Abigail remembers that her father worked as a pilot and often brought her to this airfield. She tells Cassius about it. Meanwhile, a crowd of zombies is approaching the airport. Cassius uses all his ammo to fight off the zombies, and Abigail starts the plane's engine, accelerates and lifts it into the air. By the way, these zombies are incredibly fast. Ordinary people can't run at that speed. The problem is that David did not have time to fully repair the plane and soon the engine fails. You have to make an emergency landing right in the middle of a dense forest. Surprisingly, all of our heroes survive the crash and don't even get seriously injured. They have to walk again, this time along railway tracks and old abandoned wagons. They decide to spend the night in one of the hangars. There are some strange noises in the middle of the night. Cassius comes to Megan and helps her open a tin can. The man admits that he lost his wife and all his friends, and Abigail is the only close person he has left. David is getting worse. He feels weak and feverish. It turns out that during the zombie attack, one of the monsters managed to bite him. This means that he is infected and after some time will also turn into a zombie. A new day is coming, and our heroes continue their journey. They cross a forest and a cornfield. David is getting worse. He's nervous, doesn't answer questions, and looks very suspicious. Cassius finds out that David is infected, but allows the man to live a little longer. In the late afternoon, our heroes reach someone's farm. It turns out that an elderly scientist lives here. At first, he doesn't want to let anyone into his house, but Cassius manages to make him feel sorry for him. Scientists demand that people hand over all their weapons to him and only then invite them inside. This house even has electricity, and thanks to it, hot water, delicious food, and a work laptop. What a blessing! Finally take a shower and get some rest. The scientist treats his guests with wine and juice and tells them that he has been living here for 20 years. He says that thanks to the epidemic of the virus, people have reached a new stage of evolution, and only the strongest should survive. Megan doesn't like his words. David feels very bad. It looks like the process of becoming a zombie has begun. When David returns from the bathroom, he sees that everyone except the scientist is asleep. The man realizes that David is infected. The scientist captures all our heroes. He admits that there were sleeping pills in their drinks. It turns out that he keeps his infected wife in the barn and is going to feed her with his guests. David is ready to do anything to save Megan, so he rushes at the infected woman and defeats her. Our other heroes manage to free themselves and escape at this time. They take the scientist's car and drive away. Megan goes into labor, and a whole crowd of zombies chases after the car. Their leader looks particularly vicious and aggressive. Our heroes get out of the car and run towards the colony. They're running out of ammo. David decides to sacrifice himself to apprehend the zombies. He destroys several of them, but is killed in battle with their leader. Cassius, Megan, and Abigail reach the colony gates. They're begging for help. The guards rescue our heroes and let them inside. And here is the legendary quiet zone. Megan is having a baby right here. The colony is located on a barge on the river. Cassius and Abigail get to know the local leader, George, and realize that this is not the safest place, because there are rules here and strangers are not very welcome. Cassius is ready to move on, but Abigail doesn't want to leave the colony. Cassius learns that Megan's birth was attended with serious complications and she will not survive, but her daughter is fine. In the last moments of her life, Megan gives her child the name, Hope, and asks Cassius to take care of her. A local woman feeds a newborn baby girl with milk from a bottle. We learn that the scientist who was going to feed our heroes to his wife did not die. He wanders around the city and uses his invention, similar to a dog whistle, to take control of all the zombies. Arm wrestling competitions are held on the barge, and a disco is held for young people on the barge. Abigail had never seen anything like it in her life. Cassius is sitting in his room with Megan's baby at this time. Abigail walks with her new friend and finds out that the barge is booby-trapped in case of zombie infiltration. She is also told about a secret tunnel that runs under the bottom of the river. It connects the barge and the city. The mad scientist gets to the barge and orders the zombies to attack it. The colony is under threat, and some of the inhabitants quickly turn into zombies. Those who survived are running out of bullets, and they urgently need to exit through an underground tunnel. Cassius gives the child to a local woman, and he runs in search of Abigail. Meanwhile, the zombies continue to rage. Cassius and Abigail find each other and fight off a crowd of zombies together. The mad scientist finds Cassius and attacks him. Our hero breaks his zombie control device, and those who were previously controlled by the scientist are now attacking him. Soon, Abigail is attacked by the leader of the zombies. The girl is horrified to recognize her father in him. They run towards the tunnel. The inhabitants of the colony blow up the barge along with all the zombies. Cassius and Abigail manage to escape through an underground tunnel. We see that the leader of the colony managed to be bitten by one of the zombies. The man did not have time to turn into a monster, because he is attacked by the leader of the zombies. Cassius engages him in hand-to-hand combat and almost loses. But Abigail uses a revolver and saves him. The man is injured, but alive and not infected. Megan's baby is fine too. The people won. But what to do next? Abigail replies that they need to look for a new home.